station, Jesus is stripped of his garments. There's really nothing I can say. What more could I add that isn't already presented? Shame, humiliation, pain, a disposition towards vulnerability, the rejection of worldly pleasures. It seems like it's all spelled out. But maybe that's the point. Maybe there is nothing left to say, nothing left to cover up. Because this station isn't about explaining, it's about being stripped of all logical explanation, of comfort, control, and defense. We see Jesus submitting to what most of us desperately avoid: complete vulnerability without any sort of strategic purpose, exposure without reward, love without self-protection. This is not surrender from weakness, but a profound act of choice, perhaps the most powerful statement of will in the entire Passion. He doesn't have his garments taken, he gives them up. But the longer you sit with this moment, the less it starts to make sense. When Jesus falls under the cross, we kind of understand it. His suffering and dying has an operative goal, our collective salvation. But did the God of the universe really have to debase himself to human nakedness? As we grow older, we become experts at pretending. In college you're told that you learn more about yourself, but I feel like you kind of become less of yourself. We create different versions of ourselves, one for our family, our friends, professors, classmates, the professional self, the friend self, each with its own voice, conditioning, calculated revelations, and secrets. This life exhausts us, yet we continue, convinced that being authentic is too dangerous. The world doesn't want vulnerability. It only really values what you can provide, your usefulness, not your essence. Even in your closest relationships, there's just subtle exchanges of love for love, vulnerability for vulnerability. There's an expectation of give and take. But Jesus says that's okay. He doesn't want anything from you. He doesn't require your love or your usefulness or demand your praise. He just takes you as you are. And honestly, that's impossible to believe. Why would the God of the universe love me for who I am and not what I do or what I provide? There's got to be a catch. It can't just be truly unconditional love. After everything I've done wrong, all of the decrepit and degenerate things I've done, after I reject him daily, coming to him only when I need him and abandoning the next, why would he love me without condition? There's no logic to it. There's no balance. It's a terrible asymmetry that he should be stripped of everything while I can stand here trying to make sense of it. But maybe that's the exact point. We aren't supposed to make sense of it. Christ stands in his nakedness, stripped bare, breaking every rule of self-preservation that we've known. In this deliberate exposure lies an extraordinary invitation to each of us to be stripped of everything that we think we are, all performance, and to step away from the exhausting theater of trying to earn each other's worth. What makes this invitation so challenging is how completely it contradicts how we've learned to live. There's no advantage to being humiliated, to being naked, no benefit that balances the enormous cost. From the swaddling clothes at his birth to the seamless tunic now torn away, Christ's journey culminates in this complete unveiling, not just of his body, but of what divine love truly is. Not a careful negotiation or measured symmetrical response, but an illogical, complete giving that refuses to calculate any losses. Christ invites us into our own nakedness, stripped of achievement, of status, of the past, of the present, of the future, stripped of others' approval, without our carefully constructed identities. He asks us, the nonsensical, to strip ourselves of who we think we are and join him in his nakedness. My Jesus, help me let go of who I think I need to be. Let me stand beside you, nakedly vulnerable at the foot of the cross, trusting that even in being stripped, I am seen and loved by you.
രക്തത്തിൽ ഒട്ടിപ്പിടിച്ചിരുന്ന വസ്ത്രങ്ങൾ ഉരിഞ്ഞെടുക്കപ്പെട്ടപ്പോൾ ദുസ്സഹമായ വേദന അനുഭവിച്ച